this video, we're going to talk about how to get artificial Varia, specifically in 0%, but it might be useful in some other puzzles or categories. You can do the slower X-ray climb method from 3%, but in this case we did a door skip followed by an infinite bomb jump to get up here under this transition block. So then we'll go to landing site from there. So just like in any percent glitched, you're going to want to go down several copies of this room, except it's only about 2 copies in 90% glitched. In this case, it's going to be 4.5 copies. So you're going to have to be more careful not to hit any crash blocks or bad transition blocks or anything else like that. And that especially comes up on console because these pink blocks, those haven't been touched since startup. So on LSNES it sets all blocks to 55. So these are always going to contain the same data no matter what. On console they could contain something else, as with these pink blocks down here. So yeah, just like any percent glitched though, we're going to navigate our way down. There's 1 copy. There's 2 copies. Another thing that you can do is rely on the rhythm of the beam shot. So hold shot and left immediately, and then on the 4th shot hold right, and then on the 5th shot release the D-pad. And that can fairly consistently line you up against that wall. Those Snick's method. So that's 3. And then we still have part of this room copy to go through. Once you get here, then just hold right. And you'll come up against this wall. We're going to make a save state here. So we activate X-ray and hold down. And that's going to change the geometry of landing site. Shift around all these blocks. What we're trying to do is create a bridge of solid blocks in the next section. Once the screen starts flashing, let go and then tap up until the flashing goes away. We can hit up and down to make sure we're right at the boundary. And then we want to hold up for a short amount of time. It's about 4 beats at about 240 beats per second. So if we say 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we can let go. And then we want to wall jump up here, about 2 screens. Run right, we'll see the ship. We want to be on top of these solid blocks. And then we can use the rhythm of the power beam here again. And then we can hold left and shot at the same time. And then we're going to turn right after the 7th beat, but not on the 7th beat. It's, I usually count it as 7 and, for those who know that musical notation. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and. I was too late on it that time. There is some weird audio latency in LSNES, so it can be hard to get a hang of in here and then switch to even another console, even another emulator, let alone console. So we'll try that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and what we're trying to do is get inside the side of this wall, except we have to be fully, we have to be on the third block down. So you can see here that there are 2 solid blocks in before the ceiling opens up. So if we're too far down, it won't work. That will work. But yeah, so because we have the hitbox viewer, we're just gonna go for it again. And sometimes you can see Samus's feet on the top of the screen when you get it right. So then after you start falling, you want to hold left. And you'll brush up against this wall. This is important because a different block will be created if you're not against the wall, if you fall down further to the right. So we want to do 2 bomb jumps to the right with remorphing. Like that. And then a second one. And then jump and turn around. And then start X-ray, hold down. Eventually the screen will start flashing, or moving some other blocks around. And this 0F7A block, that's the artificial Varia block. But we need to touch it with a certain position, so then we're going to do another bomb jump to the right, but this time without remorphing, which pushes us a bit farther. And then we're going to do an auto spin jump to the left. And then we have Varia. The suit acquisition is going to put us in the middle of these blocks. We have crash blocks to our left and to our right, but the block we're currently in is an air block. So if we just turn right and fall down, then that'll work. So all these pink blocks, again, that's because of the startup initialization of the RAM. So on console, that could be different. You might have to navigate through a bunch of garbage blocks here. But if you're lucky, you may just be able to run to the left until you go off screen, and then you'll be here. And then, yeah, this is fairly familiar, but after you get over this hill, you want to go to the right, keep running. Those blocks might be crash blocks sometimes, or they might be crumble blocks. We'll jump up this again, and this is going to be like we did before. Going to see the ship, do the counting with the shots again. We'll just get inside there. So if you hold left as you start falling this time, then you're going to run into some bad blocks, and that's going to cause you a crash. So what I usually do as I fall is I mash left. Like that. Yeah. If we were to go in here, then we would touch those artificial Varia blocks, and that would cause the game to crash. So we're up against this wall, and then just hold right. We'll hit these transitions. X-ray climb out of here. For safety, before you hit that door transition, you may want to pause and unpause in case you hit an elevator block. So, stuck on those slopes, if you aim down, it'll help you get out. And then re-enable morph so that you can get through. The graphics are going to be a little glitchy here. And and then go in, save, and then reset the game, and you can go from there.